Hello Stampers, welcome to another Rubber Redneck Stampede video tutorial. I'm going to be demonstrating how to make this fun little spice box using the stamp set called Now You're Cooking. The stamp actually comes as one piece. I cut the images apart so I could use each image individually. If you cut your stamp apart, please be aware that Stampin' Up! Will not replace your stamp. You can still use the stamp without cutting the images apart, just color the images you want one at a time and use them that way. This is the front view of this spice cake box, and then we have the side and then on the back here, and then here's kind of a top view of it. We're going to start out by creating the box part first. You want to cut one piece of crumb cake cardstock, and you want to cut that at 7.5 by 9 inches. Then you're going to place it onto your Simply Scored, and you want to place it on there horizontally, and then you will score it at 2.5 inches and then at 6.5. Once you've scored those two lines, turn your cardstock so it's vertical, and then score it at 2.5 inches and then at 5 inches. Once you have those lines scored, you're going to cut on each scored line up to so that you only have 2.5 inch tabs here. Then we're going to set this aside because you want to decorate it before you start assembling the base part. So you want to cut one piece of Poppy Parade cardstock at 2.25 by 3 3/4. I took the stamp from Now You're Cooking, inked it in Poppy Parade, and stamped onto the Poppy Parade cardstock. You want to cut one piece of Domestic Goddess Designer Series paper at 2 inches by 3.5. You're going to apply some glue onto the back, and then we'll attach this to the Poppy Parade cardstock. Just place it right in the center. You then want to cut one piece of Domestic Goddess Designer Series paper, and you want to cut that at 1/2 inch by 3 1/4. Notch out the end, and then you're going to sponge crumb cake ink around the edges, and then you want to take a stamping dimensional and place that on to the back on each end of the designer paper here. And then we're going to place that right in the center. And you want your little tail here to overhang just a little on the left side. Then you want to take the decorative label punch and punch out a little bit of the Domestic Goddess Designer Series paper. And then you're going to sponge the edge with crumb cake. We're going to place that down for a second. Then you want to take the Dad from Family Reunion stamp set, ink it in Pool Party, and stamp it onto a piece of Whisper White cardstock. Then punch it out with the 1 3/4 circle punch and sponge the edges with crumb cake ink. Once you have that done, then what you want to do is put just a little bit of glue on the back here on the left side, and then you're going to attach that to that decorative label. Once you have that attached, then you're going to take 2 more stamping dimensionals, and you want to place one on the left and right side on the back, and then you're going to attach that onto the front of this cardstock here. Now we're going to take this piece here, and what you want to do is put it onto your crumb cake cardstock. So what I did was I attached it with 4 stamping. Actually, before you attach it, I apologize. You want to take some of the Calypso Coral Baker's Twine, and you're going to tie that around the bottom. I'm going to take 2 pieces, wrap it around the layers here, and then you're going to tie that. You can either do a bow, or if you want, you can just do a knot. I'm just going to do a knot. And then you can cut off your excess twine and save it for another project. Now you want to flip it over and place 4 stamping dimensionals onto the back. And I just placed one in each corner. And then you want to take your matte pack and paper piercing tool, and you're going to pierce a hole through all those layers up here, and then you're going to set one metallic brad. Now, because it's just designer paper, you can easily bend it forward so you can flip your brads over. Then you're going to attach this piece to the crumb cake cardstock. Now, when you attach it, you want to make sure it's facing the right way when you start folding the box up. So in the video here, it's going to look upside down right now when I attach it to the crumb cake. And then you're going to put sticky strip on the 2 outside tabs. Then what you want to do is flip this back over, and you're going to fold the front, fold the front up, and then peel off the sticky strip. And I like to do one side at a time so it doesn't accidentally stick where it shouldn't. Then fold up your back, bring it forward, and attach. So far, this is what it's going to look like. And then you're going to do the same thing on the other side. Just fold the flap over towards the back. And then fold the other flap towards you and attach it. Now you'll have a box so far like this, and then you'll have your sticky strip still showing on the next tab. So what you want to do is peel off your backing off the sticky strip and then fold over the flap towards the top. And then you're going to do the same thing on the other side. Just peel off your backing on the sticky strip. And then fold your flap over. So then there's your box bottom so far. Then you want to take and stamp out your images from the Now You're Cooking stamp in Poppy Parade and Pool Party. And then again, you're going to take the stamping dimensionals and you're going to cut these down so they fit onto the back of this image. Now this stamp actually retires May 31st. So if you would like this stamp, then be sure to get it. Be sure to place your order to get that stamp before it's gone. And then you're just going to attach the little mitten here, the little pot holder, onto the circle. And then you're going to place a stamping dimensional onto the back of the little spatula at the top. And then what I did was I added a little glue down here. And then you're going to attach that right over the pot holder at an angle. And then you can work your baker's twine back up onto your circle there. Now comes the handle, and what you want to do is cut one piece of crumb cake cardstock at 1 inch by 11 inches. Then what I did was I flipped over the side, placed the handle on the inside here, and then I took the paper piercing tool and I just pierced a hole through all the layers and then through the handle as well. And then once I had that through there, I then pulled the paper piercing tool back out and set one metallic brad through the layers. And I folded the brad over on the inside, the prongs, and then I did the same thing on the other side. I just kind of lined up where the handle should go, and then I pierced through all the layers of the cardstock again. And then I placed a metallic brad through those holes. And then I flipped over the prongs on the inside. And then I added all of my little spices to the inside of the box here. And then that completes the tutorial for the Now You're Cooking Spice Box. For the downloadable PDF, please visit the Rubber Redneck Stampede site. Thank you for watching.